Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here on the inaugural VertiMax Go Live streaming here. We're really excited to be launching this live platform on multiple of our social media platforms at one time. So whether you're joining us on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, you're going to get this, in real time. We're super excited to be launching this and really just a way for us here at VertiMax to give back to our community and bring in valued guests that have something to offer. We're going through some trying times right now. A lot of people are at home looking for ways to upskill their business, themselves, their kids, and we felt like this was a good time to launch this. So my name is Al Merez. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at VertiMax. A couple of my responsibilities are not only global growth with international distributors and international customers, but also heading up a lot of our content development and strengthening relationships that we have with trainers and clients. And one of our esteemed master trainers at VertiMax here is Steve Leo. He was nice enough to join us today on this inaugural launch of the streaming, and he's also going to be one of our hosts. So over the next few months, we're going to be doing a couple of these every month. I'll probably bring in a special guest. Steve will bring in a special guest, and we just feel like there's a lot to offer. And so, Steve, real quickly, give everybody an idea of who you are, your background, and what brought you to Team VertiMax.
Sure. Number one, I appreciate being invited. This is a really cool thing in these trying times. So I'm excited to give back, like you said. I've been with you guys since the beginning, since we started the education a couple of years ago, and it's been a wonderful experience. Prior to that, and currently also as well, I've been with Brucey Speed School for over 20 years. Worked under Bill and still work for the corporate team. I do a lot of the education for them as well. A lot of the programming and things like that. Also own and operate my own facility in New Jersey, northern New Jersey. I've had that for about 7 or 8 years now. We're closed still in New Jersey, so hopefully soon we'll reopen. And then I also teach full-time at a esteemed private high school called Gill St. Bernard's in Gladstone, New Jersey, where I'm the head of strength conditioning. I'm also the head track coach. So have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of balls up in the air, but I enjoy working with kids, so I can't.
I was gonna say you got a lot of free time on your hands. I see.
Actually, now I do, which is kind of weird. So I'm taking advantage of it. A lot of honey-do lists around the house, though. So
yeah, I know it's crazy. A lot of people are taking advantage of that too. I know I talked to all my friends that a lot of stuff that they've had on the back burner on the to-do list is finally getting caught off. So
yeah.
Making the most out of the situation for sure. And so you're right in the heart of it, huh? Jersey, that's one of the the hot spots, if you will.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now I'm just outside New York City, about a half hour, 40 minutes out. My wife works in New York City. She hasn't been there since March, so she's working from home. So things are starting to lighten up a little bit now. We're getting some openings here and there. Not sure when they're going to let gyms open. That could not be until the summer possibly. But the good news is everyone around me is healthy that I know, and we're just trying to make it through. And the virtual training has become a large part of our business right now, and we're trying to figure it out on the fly. To be perfectly honest, in the beginning, it was I don't know what I was doing. We're trying to figure out how to use all these platforms and things like that. But I think we're getting better with it, and in my opinion, I think it's going to be here to stay in some fashion, even though facilities and training will open. I do think the virtual training will be a big, or a good part of our business for the future. I really think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're right on. I think the trend was going digital, virtual, and slowly more and more of the the gym chains and facilities were going that way. And so this, I think, forced it. So it kind of really pushed it to the forefront. And I think you're right. And I love to see everybody outside training, in their yards. And I drive through my neighborhoods. There's 3, 4, 5 times the amount of people walking and hanging out, and families, walking around. That couldn't be better for the community in the world right now.
No, it's great. And I think, too, for some of the kids that I've been working with, we've gone really, really back to basics. Obviously, not a lot of people have equipment. I think I spoke to Jay and Jesse recently, and they said sales are actually good for you guys. You're getting more equipment out, because what's great about VertiMax is, stick it in your garage or in your backyard, and you're good to go. And there's a million things you can do with it, which I think is phenomenal. And it's I think that's what we have to get back to. And I also think a lot of my athletes, in a weird way, because sports have been canceled, I actually think they're getting healthier, and I think they're actually going to come out of this in better shape. I know, by us, everybody lost their season, but I think by the fall, hopefully things will get back to normal. And I think sometimes it makes you rethink what you do as a trainer. I think we get so worried about cutting edge, and sometimes just the old stuff I used to do 20 years ago, it worked. It obviously worked back then. Why did we get away from it? So I always want to have that discussion with people. But
that's an interesting point. It's something that those of us in the industry talk about all the time, is overplaying, overtraining, and specialization. And we've talked about trying to get coaches and trainers to realize that, and more importantly, probably crazy parents as well, like, you don't have to play basketball 12 months out of the year, all year, to be the best basketball player. You have to take time off. You have to, regeneration and get back to healthy and do other sports and be a well-rounded athlete. And this sort of forced everybody to say, hey, you have to do that now. You're going to have to find ways to do other sports, or you're going to have to find ways to just play, be a kid and play. And that goes a long way to making you a better athlete.
I agree 100%. I think a lot of people freaked out. Said, I'm a track coach. I coached for 1 week and our season was gone. And, but I took perspective. My daughter, she's a track athlete as well. She lost her season, but we're just taking advantage of, we're training now. We're training, and not every day. We're going like 2-3 days a week. She's homeschooling like every kid in America. And I think it's just a good opportunity to take reflection on really what you want to do and why are you playing sports. I mean, I understand a lot of people want to play it for the glory and maybe get a scholarship. And I think everybody gets that. But I think you've known me well enough now that that's not my MO. I just want to make kids have a great experience with their sport, whether it be, like your kids playing flag football all the way through high school. If they can have a great experience and avoid injuries and just have a great life, I think that's the most important thing. If they do those high achieving goals, that's awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to see that stuff? But I think now, the final success or trophies aren't going to happen. So right now, to me, I heard this quote a while ago from someone: the progress is the progress. So let's just look at the progress and what can we do to just progressively get better and you have time now. It's not like, oh my gosh, my season starts in a month. You have a few months now to take a step back and say, let's try some different things, or let's go back to basics. I don't have a gym to work out in. Like you said, I'm in my yard. So different perspective, maybe.
Find a hill or find something that you can do to give you a little bit different, change up the work. But yeah, it's going to be interesting when we do go back to play in the fall, because it's the preseason and everything has been different. So it's going to be interesting. And of course, nobody even really knows what to expect. We're all hopeful that sports are back and college football and pro football is back on. But it's kind of like week to week right now.
I'm sick of watching reruns on ESPN. So I need something. Cornhole championships are not doing it for me.
Thank God The Last Dance was on. It gave us a little bit of sports world to watch, right? That was well done.
That was a savior. I watched it Sundays and I'd watch it again during the week to give me something to watch.
Yeah.
So I do miss sports. Yes, I definitely miss sports.
Yeah. So it was interesting. You mentioned that, VertiMax sales were able to maintain throughout, because I don't think a lot of people realize that, a high percentage of our sales do go to homes. Parents are buying our equipment. It looks like it's very difficult to use to some people, but once you realize that it's just hooking up bands and doing some drills, typical drills that you do otherwise, it is a very, very powerful tool to use and have at home, so you can use it on your own. So as the business, sales were shutting down and facilities were closing and schools were going on break, we got a big influx of clients and interest from parents that, the kid used it at their school or used it at a facility, really liked it, got results from it. Now those options were shut down, so the parents decided to make the purchase and use it at home. So we were very fortunate. We were able to keep everybody on staff. We're working remote now, of course, but it's been great. We have no immediate plans to bring everybody back into the office. Everything's going smooth right now. So we were fortunate to set up our business to be able to work via the cloud, and we're lucky. How about you, Parisi? What have you seen change? Or obviously things were shut down immediately, but now starting to pop back up.
Most of our locations are still closed. A few are starting to open in Texas and New Orleans area. I think they're they're getting back to normal. But yeah, we've all been shut down. We've had to go to the virtual cloud-based thing. We've done training online, set up programs. We use Train Heroic, which has been a great partner for us as a software company. Use them. And even it's funny, we do our certification for VertiMax. We have one for paresis that I do as well. And we had all these trainers up for recertification and couldn't do one in April live. So I said, let's do a Zoom one. So every day at 12 o'clock for the past month, I've been doing a Zoom certification. And it challenges you as an instructor because you don't have the ability to be in a facility and interact with with the coaches. They're not at facilities either. They're like this, sitting on a couch. So, I'm doing speed drills in my living room or in my backyard when the neighbors aren't power washing their house. And so it's made us rethink, but I always feel like this type of challenge makes you a better instructor and a better coach because you're really, number one, you have to know your information, but two, you have to know how to disseminate it down to another coach. And it's challenged me in a good way, and I think it'll be better from it. So.
Yeah, teaching is always more challenging when you're being remote to make sure you're making sure that people are comprehending, what you're doing versus just letting the work do the work. You know what I mean? So now you're actually really having to talk through what's happening. And so that's interesting. Well, I'm glad, things are starting to open up. We're here in Florida. Gyms are opened, I think, to 50% capacity. So hopefully your gyms here in the state are starting to open up. And the people are just getting back. I'm kind of curious to see how people respond. Is everybody ready to jump back into a gym and train? Or are they still going to be cautious and kind of like slowly get back into it? And I kind of think the same is going to go with sports in the fall. Our team is ready to just have all their 20 kids on the court or on the field training at the same time, or is it still going to be going, a little slow going? So,
yeah, I think it's going to be a combo, like you said. I think that's going to be part of it, and really, I think the schools, how they determine how they're going to open, and if there's going to be any type of split with distance learning / live learning. That's a lot of the talk in New Jersey. Is there might be a split where half the kids will be in school, half the kids will be at home, taking classes like A and B days, and they might flip flop. This way they can spread people out, which that's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes.
But as a parent, I don't even want to think about how that's going to happen with sitters and homeschooling and in the school.
I know.
I don't even know how it's going to work.
I know. But, to go off too, because I teach at the school and I've had to do virtual PE classes. So same type of thing. And the one saving grace is we've gotten a lot of good feedback from parents and faculty at our school that the PE classes have been the kids' favorite classes because although they're in front of a computer, they're finally off of a desk and they get to move around. And honestly, we're doing like goofy fun stuff. It's not even like we'll do like a superhero day, dress up as a superhero and jump around and act like a superhero, or we do trivia, or we do the old school. I did the old school, take the deck of cards and flip them and do push-ups, and we just did stuff like that. And the kids just needed to have fun. I just think mentally they just need to have some fun. It's not even about a training program. Just make them sweat and get some stress out. So
yeah, that's good. I know pretty much all day, every day is PE day for my kids. It's in the pool or it's in the yard, it's out front, it's riding our bikes. It's once they check out from the computer, it's all play at that point.
Which is what they need.
Yeah, everybody needs that break right now. Me and my wife included.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, hey, Steve, really appreciate you jumping on, joining us, spending some time in front of the computer, more of what we've been doing, right?
This is better, though. The interaction I like better.
Exactly. That's cool, man. But, we're going to continue to do this. You're not going to probably see Steve or I both on these moving forward. It'll just be myself or him with a special guest. And we're really excited. We've got some great guests lined up. If anybody out there is interested in coming on and they have a great story to tell or some value to give back to our community, we certainly would love that inquiry. So send an email to support@vertimax.com if you're interested. We'll funnel through those, and we're gonna probably advertise who's gonna be on here from here on out. Starting in June. So I'll have a guest with me. Steve will have a guest with him. We're lining those up right now as we speak. So be on the lookout for that. We'll let you know well in advance so you can all join in. Man, Steve, really appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited about this new project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I look forward to launching it with you, man.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Take care, everybody.